we're live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hey, Frank.
Hey, YouTube, what is going on? We got Facebook rolling here as well. All right, guys, what is up? We are here today filming. As you can see, we got the lights, we got cameras going on, we got whiteboards, we got video guy Steven, video guy Jared, we got the crew here. We got the bonus lights back here to add some, what's that called with the red coming out? What do we call that in the video world?
Ambiance.
Ambiance. We're adding some ambiance to our footage today, guys.
Yeah.
But we've been shooting a series on the power rack. It was one of the most requested responses that we got back because we threw a survey out there. We said, hey, what do you guys want to learn about? We got all this amazing equipment. We got dumbbells. We got yoga mats. We got cable pulleys. We got a series of some plate-loaded hammer strength machine. But people looked behind and said, that big rack over there, tell us more about that. So we broke the series down today. We shot the exercises you're probably not doing. We gave a beginner advanced workout, beginner and an advanced workout. Those are two separate videos. We just want to walk you guys through a little bit on YouTube.
Yeah,
you may or may not be.
Is this typical of a rack that you'd see elsewhere, or is this sort of a larger?
This would be probably what would be considered a commercial grade rack. So this would be something that you would see at a gym, probably larger than what you typically get at your home. So I would say maybe normal size here, just these two. Although they do also have some power racks that nowadays, if you go to sites like I think PRX.com, if you go to PRX Performance on Amazon, you actually have racks that'll fold into the wall. And then when you're ready to train, it just kind of fold down. But what we're looking for is we're looking for obviously the rack component. We want to be able to move our bar up and down. So if you're out there shopping for racks, that would be a great thing to look at is, okay, do I have the ability to lower up and down? Secondly is the safety pin feature inside of the rack, right? So we shot a couple videos here giving demonstrations of the rack pull, pin squat. So it's a great safety feature if you're training by yourself, if you're training at home, to have the ability to have the safety to drop if you can't get the weight up. Another nice feature that a lot of racks have is going to be the added bonus up here of the pull-up machine. And then obviously we have our extensions or our accessory pieces, right? So we've added two landmines in here that allows us to take the bar, slide the bar into the bottom here. Some of you guys may have seen the videos we've shot in the past on the landmine row, the Meadows row, the landmine press, a lot of different features. We also have some other accessories here as well, things like the dip station. So this you would slot in here, make sure you put your pins in, but then it gives you the ability to do dips, parallel bar dips. But I wanted to go through the rack pull because for me it was a staple in my bodybuilding career and what I believe was probably the number one exercise that was responsible for the growth, the gains, and the success that I had in building my back. You know, there's a saying in bodybuilding that shows are won from the back, and all that means is everybody looks amazing from the front, right? You know, most bodybuilders, most guys, they pay attention to chest, abs, biceps, the beach muscles or the show muscles because we can visually see them when we look at ourselves. It's hard to see your back, so a lot of guys, because you can't see it, it kind of gets second attention. But in bodybuilding, they say shows are won from the back. So how can you develop that back if you can't see it? Mind to muscle connection, having proper programming. But for me, I believe that in my 10-year career, this movement being a weekly staple was fundamental. It was very crucial in the development that I had. So just give you guys a couple cues here today to get the most out of the rack pull. What is the rack pull? So the rack pull is the top portion of a deadlift. So deadlift is where you're going to lift from the ground all the way up to the top. What we're going to do is we're going to place the bar.
Before we do that, I'm thinking if people want to see how to do the rack pull, they should come to YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook, if you guys want to see how this, head us over to YouTube because we're going to continue this over on YouTube.
The link is in the description. Just click the link.
Link is in the description. Click the link. We'll see you guys over on YouTube. Now, for you guys that have been with us on YouTube, we're going to pick back up. We're talking about the rack pull. So we got our safety bars in. What we're looking for is we're looking for just slightly below the knee. We don't want mid-shin and we don't want above the knee. So for me, it's simple. It's just the way that this rack is set up. I just have to stand on the ground. Now, sometimes if you're a little bit shorter, you might have to put a small little step underneath your feet. But that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for slightly below the knee. Now, we're not looking to do a sumo stance, neutral, right? Shoulder width, soft bend in the knee. And then we want our hands are going to be right outside of the knee, you know, so that's going to be foot and hand placement. Now when it comes to the execution here, Steven, if you actually, I think maybe coming to the side here would possibly be
I can do that.
a little bit better. So once we're locked in place, we have our hands, we're not just gonna stand up. Before we do anything, we want to lock our lats, engage the lats. So it's not a physical cue that I can give you, it's really a mental cue that I want you guys to think about. So think about slightly turning your elbows in and then locking those lats. So, I mean, if you squeeze your arm up against your body, you will feel your lat contract. So that's what we are trying to do. And we want that lat engaged through the entire movement. So you say a neutral spine, I don't want to be rounded out. Engage my core, activate those lats, and slide up to the top. Now, one thing I see a lot of people do is they overextend at the top. So they'll do this, and then they want to like hump the bar. And it's like, what is that accomplishing? We have to realize that this movement, specifically the way that I'm talking about it, is to train our back. And driving your hips forward at this point has no muscle activation in your back. So what I would say for those of you guys that are using for a muscle building exercise for your back, hands, gauge lats up to the top, about 5 degrees short of lockout at the top. So lockout, we're gonna stop about here. We're gonna come back down. We're not gonna bounce. Okay, we're gonna come down, touch, reset, come back up. Back down, touch, reset, come back up. Now what I really like about this exercise is the ability to manipulate the strength curve. Knowing we have the rack, we can use this rack and bands to either add assistance at the top or resistance at the top. So what I wanna do is I just wanna show you guys how you can set that up. We're not gonna walk you through the entire movement, but let's say I was really strong here, but I had difficulty when I got to the top. So I'm more strong here, and then I lose it. So how can I make it to where it's heavy here, light here? I would add resistance, a resistance band from the top. So actually that's not going to be the case. I want to be stronger here. Yeah, that's right. So it's going to get lighter as it goes to the top because the band is going to pull it up for you. Now we could also add a resistance band from the bottom, and that would flip the curve around. So instead of being lighter at the top, it's going to be heavier at the top. So once again, guys, such a versatile piece of equipment, but a versatile movement. Now there's one other way to use this band if you did want to turn it into a glute movement, is we would take our pin placements here, and we would pin placement here, and then what we would do is we would actually put a band across the rack here, and then as we step into it, now this band is going to add resistance behind us as we go down, and as we come up, the resistance band is adding resistance to our glutes. So we've now taken the back movement, and we brought our glutes and hamstrings into it as well. So resistance from the top is going to make it lighter, resistance from the bottom is going to make it heavier, and then resistance across your lap here is going to make it to where you now have resistance in your glutes, if that's something you wanted to work on and develop. But guys, we did have an idea today. You guys know Coach Chris out there. We wanted to do a rack pull challenge. He kicked his own ass in a yoga session, so he wasn't able to stick around for this. But if you guys want to see me and Coach Chris go at it, if you want to see another video on this channel with the rack pull, you want to make a challenge, maybe a contest between the two of us, drop us some comments down there, give this video a thumbs up, like, heart, subscriptions, all those good stuff, so that we can get this back into Chris's office. Say, hey, the people want to see Chris and Frank go at it. The people want to see Chris. So you guys got to let us know if you want to see Chris and I get after it. But Steven,
we'll just give the people what they want.
I want to give you guys what you want. So yeah, no. So very, very thankful for every single one of you out there. Like I said, we shot this series today. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn those notifications on, because typically we're about a 4 to 6 week turnaround time. Is that correct?
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, so about a month from now, these videos will be dropping, a walkthrough breakdown, the exercises you're not doing, advanced exercise for your back, a full body routine as well, with many more things coming. So
all of these revolved around
everything was done here in the rack today. So everything that we talked about here today was done in this rack. So if you have one at home, make sure to stick around. If you train in the gym and you're like, what's that thing over there? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that thing. Make sure to subscribe because we're going to break that down to you. And if you just want to know what this can actually do and maybe where you can find one, make sure to hit subscribe buttons as well. But
Awesome.
you know,
Next time you're in, we'll do that challenge with Chris.
awesome, guys. We'll see you. Thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, drop us let us know what you want to see in the future. We'll see you guys.